Welcome to Middle Grade Book Adventures, where every month at the Kingston Library, we preview a new middle grade novel that we think you might enjoy. This month we'll be looking at We Are Wolves by Katrina Nannestad. During World War II, children all across the continent were displaced in mass numbers. Even German children were forced to flee or were simply abandoned into the immense forests of Eastern Europe. They were known as the Wolfskinder, the wolf children. This is a story about them. I'm going to read from chapter 9. Open up, quickly. Someone is thumping on our front door, and the church bells are ringing, even though it's not Sunday. We all rush from the kitchen into the parlor. Opa unlocks the door, and a German soldier barges in, coughing and wheezing as he brushes snow from his head and shoulders. He is almost as old as Opa, and one of his hands is missing. "The Russians are coming," he shouts. "The Red Army has broken through German lines. Their tanks are rolling across East Prussia, and they'll be here any moment. You must leave immediately." I stare out the parlor window and see other soldiers running along the street through the heavy snow. They are the soldiers with gray hair and limps and uniforms that are too big. They are knocking at doors, pointing, yelling, ordering people to leave. Yesterday, fleeing was forbidden, but now that it's too late, we're allowed to run away, commanded to run away, in the middle of a blizzard. It doesn't make sense. The church bells are ringing on and on. "Child," the soldier shakes my shoulder with a gloved hand. "Did you hear me? You must help your mama now. Get away from here. Save yourselves." Save ourselves? As he leaves, I stare at his back in disbelief. Of course the Russians will be mean. They'll be angry. They might shout at us. They might even smash our windows or kick in our doors. But worse than that? No. We are not soldiers, just children and women and old men like Opa. But Mama seems to believe him. "Oh no, no, no," she sobs. Her beautiful face crumples, then turns as white as the snow that is growing deeper and deeper outside our house. "We should have fled. We should have disobeyed Hitler and the Nazi leaders and packed our bags and bought a horse and sleigh and left days ago." "We should have packed our bags and fled after Liesl was born, when this mess first began," snaps Opa. "I was born in 1933, the same year that Adolf Hitler became chancellor. What is Opa saying? Our life has been good. My life has been happy." I open my mouth to defend our glorious leader, to remind Opa of all Adolf Hitler has done for Germany, making us rich and healthy and the most powerful nation on earth. But Otto speaks first. "Hitler is a worm," he growls. "He has lost our papa and other people's papas and big brothers, and now he has left us all alone to fight the Red Army in the middle of a terrible blizzard. He hasn't even sent anyone to help us. Little Maya is just a baby, and there's nobody left to protect her from the soldiers and their guns and tanks." He pauses and jumps to his feet. "Except me. I will keep Mia safe." He scoops Mia into his arms and runs out of the parlor and upstairs. "Otto is right," says Opa. "We are on our own. We can't expect that anyone is coming to help us. We must pack, quickly." He turns to Mama. "Anna, you and Lisa must get all the warm clothes and bedding that you can fit into your trunk. Then fill the suitcases with anything else important." He grabs Oma's hands. "And you, my dear, must pack food, everything we have. We'll need enough for weeks, maybe longer." Oma sneezes and squeezes Opa's hand and disappears into the kitchen. Opa pulls on his coat, scarf, and hat. "I'm going out. I'll be back soon as I've found transport." Mama and I lug our trunk and 2 suitcases from the basement up to the parlor. I dash upstairs to gather blankets, quilts, and eiderdowns. When I return with the first load, Mama is packing her finest dinner plates and pretty silver sugar bowl. After the eiderdowns go in, she pops the mantel clock, a crystal vase, 2 brass candlesticks, and the family photo album on top. When the trunk is full, we dash downstairs, and Mama fills the suitcases with her clothes: a fox stole, a pretty pleated skirt, 2 silk blouses, and her best dress. It's a green party dress with a skirt made full and fluffy from layers and layers of black tulle. "Mama," I say, "what about the diapers? Mia will need diapers." "But there's no room," says Mama. "The suitcases are full." Her eyes are bulging with panic. I reach into the suitcase, pull out her party dress, and hang it back in the wardrobe. "Oh, Liesl, you're right," Mama shakes her head. Why did I pack a party dress? It's so hard to know what we will need. What should we leave behind? She reaches out and presses a palm of her hand against my cheek. You are such a good, sensible girl, Liesl. I know I can always depend on you. I feel proud and smile at Mama. Anyway, it will all be here when we return, I say. Mama frowns, opens her mouth as though to speak, then closes it again. She makes herself busy filling the suitcase with Mia's diapers. I gather the things I want for my bedroom, my school books, a clean handkerchief, a spare pair of socks and underclothes for both Otto and me. Otto will be too busy packing his toy airplane and cursing Adolf Hitler to think about anything like clean underclothes. When I return to Mama's room, she is emptying her jewelry box onto her bed. For a moment I think she is packing for fine parties again, but she isn't. She divides the earrings, rings, brooches, and bracelets into 4 small piles, then sews one of the piles into the lining of my coat and another into the waistband of her skirt. For safekeeping, she says. This way, the jewels will be secure and hidden from thieves. We will be all right, I think. We will be well prepared. Opa will soon return with a sleigh lined with comfortable cushions and thick rugs, and Oma will make us one last hot, hearty meal before we leave, so our tummies are full. Everything will be all right. Mama dresses me, Otto, and Mia in all of our winter clothes, one layer over the top of another, so we can hardly bend our arms and legs. It is -4 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and we will need all the protection we can get. I am wearing 2 dresses, a cardigan, 3 pairs of tights, a scarf, a woolen hat, mittens, my mismatched boots, and my coat with the jewels sewn inside. Mia's arms stick out sideways. She waves them about awkwardly, shouting, "Tuck, tuck," which means she is stuck. Mama takes one last look at her beautiful fur coat hanging in the wardrobe, then shrugs into Papa's coat, an old gray woolen thing that is far too big. Opa clumps up the stairs and into the room. I bought a horse and a cart from the Wagners. It's outside. Let's go. He and Otto take the suitcases. Oma shuffles in, awkward under her many layers of clothing, and takes Mia's hand. I'm about to follow them downstairs when Mama grabs me. Liesl, you must promise me something. Of course, Mama. Promise that if anything happens to me, you will keep Otto and Mia safe, no matter what. You must keep your brother and sister by your side. Don't let anything or anyone separate you. I step back as though I've been struck. Mama, I whispered, why are you asking such a thing? Mama seizes my hands. Promise me, Liesl. She squeezes my fingers until they hurt. Promise. Yes, yes, I shout. I want to say that it's pointless promise, but I can't. The fear in Mama's eyes spreads to my heart, and I cannot speak another word. Mama wraps her arms around my shoulders, and together we walk downstairs, along the hallway, through the door, and out into the blizzard. If you want to find out what happens to the Wolf children, whose names in this book are actually Wolf, then you'll have to check out We Are Wolves, available here at the Kingston Library. And if you're interested in stories of children during World War II, here are some other books that you might also find interesting. And be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another middle grade book adventure.